I'm Abby at Wilson's Garden Center, and today we are planting herbs in our raised bed garden here. And we are in the Idea Gardens area outside the vegetable and herb house. So we're starting with basil, and it likes full sun and heat. Basils all originate from the tropics and are really sensitive to frost. So if you get frost on your basil, you'll probably have the leaves turn black and it will die. So planting in late May like this is a good thing. So we're going to drop that in here. And with your basil, the more you keep it pinched back, the more it will bush out. So you can just, can you get in here? You can pinch it back like that, and it'll just keep bushing out from those nodes, and then you can cook with what you pinch off. But that keeps the plant really healthy and delays flowering, which means you're going to extend the life of your plant and have basil for a longer period throughout the summer to cook with. Here we have rosemary. Rosemary also loves the heat from the Mediterranean regions, and it doesn't like to have wet roots. So you don't want to overwater it. It likes dry soil and humid air. And we have oregano here, and it doesn't like wet feet either. So if the soil dries out on your oregano a little bit, that's fine, and it will probably be happy. Oregano is a perennial, and so is sage, which we'll be planting next, and thyme and chives. Everything else we're putting out here is an annual. And with the perennials that we have out here, they may or may not survive the winter. It'll depend on how cold it is. They're more likely to survive if they're in the ground than in a raised bed like this, just because the soil is going to be colder in here and you'll have more freezing and thawing. That's oregano. And then back here we have thyme. We're going to plant French cooking thyme, which is a good standard to use in your kitchen. And you should come get some thyme from us because we have all kinds of it. There are either 400 species of thyme or 100 species with 400 names. It hybridizes really easily. So we're going to put it at the edge there so it can kind of spill over. And then we have chives here. Chives are super easy. They like full sun, and when you harvest them, you can either clip off the whole plant about 2 inches above the soil and use that, or you can just take parts of the plant so you can have a continuous supply, because it'll take a couple weeks to recover from being cut back like that.
You're planting them in the same square as the
Yes, it's
thyme?
going in the same square as the thyme, just because none of them need that much room, so they'll all get along pretty well here. Sage. There's an Arabic proverb, how can a man grow old who has sage in his garden? It's good for you. And actually, its botanical name, salvia, is Latin meaning to save or to heal. And it's beautiful anyway, so you should get some and put it in one of your beds. It goes really well in, and you can put this in with your perennial flowers. You can put a lot of the herbs in with your perennial flowers, and they're beautiful in there. Especially, there's some really pretty basils, and some really pretty thyme too that work really well in perennial beds. Here we have dill. Dill likes full sun, and it likes heat, but if you have a lot of intense heat, it's going to bolt faster, go to seed. So some shade and just trimming it back will help in making it go a little farther and last a little longer. And we have 4 plants, and that's a good amount for the square foot here. Each plant will need a whole lot of room. Back here we have parsley. Parsley is a biennial that's grown as an annual. If you leave it over winter, it will usually come back and flower. that first year for all the leaves, so it can make your plates beautiful. And the last one we're planting today is cilantro, used in a lot of Mexican dishes. It's usually either thumbs up or down on cilantro. For me, it's a thumbs down. A lot of people like it in salsa and guacamole and soups and different things like that. It likes full sun. And actually, its botanical name is coriander, which is what we call the seed it will produce if you allow it to flower and go to seed. And that's used in a lot of cooking. So that's that. We'll be checking up on the progress of all of these herbs and using them in some dishes later on in the summer. So stick with us. We'll be posting more YouTube videos, and have a great gardening day.